Okay, now I'm down here getting ready now to get the hub and the rotor assembly, and I want to go over a couple of things with you. Now I used some of this penetrating here on both of my rotors, and here is a special socket, and if I could read it, it says T30. Now, before I started this process, I used penetrating oil. I put my T30 in there and I tapped this to break it loose. And that's something that you probably have seen before. If not, that's usually a good way to start, to break something loose before you start trying to take it off so you don't strip it. So once I tapped it several times, then I just made sure I was seated very well, and I backed this out. I did it on both of them here. You can see the other one here. All right, now we're gonna mate that hub with the rotor, and this is going to tie the two together. But in preparation for that, we're gonna do some other things. We're gonna clean up our new rotor. I've got grease in hands, so naturally I've gotten grease everywhere. But it's time I'm gonna clean this up real good. And following that, I'm also going to do some anti-seize between the hub and the rotor, because what happens a lot of times is these are seized together, and I'm sure this one is. So I'm going to prevent that. Now again, I'm going all new, so I'm not worried about breaking that loose. But whoever does this job next hopefully won't have this problem, because I'm going to liberally place anti-seize in here to prevent that, and these can be then easily separated. Now these have coatings and stuff on them too, I'm sure, depending on what brand you bought. They're anti-rust. But go ahead and clean them up, because ultimately your brake caliper and all is going to sit on this thing, and if you've got grease on it, you're starting off in a bad way. So clean them up good, and then we'll inset. After I put some anti-seize on there, we will inset the new hub assembly in here, and we'll use that little T30 to marry the two as it is now. So I'm going to take my time and clean this well. And there's my hub assembly over here. You can see the ABS line is already on that new hub assembly, and it comes with the new hardware. So inside your packet is all of your new hardware. And if you saw my earlier videos, there's those 3 bolts. And these are high torque settings. There's your 2 that holds your brake caliper bracket on, and they're already got some Loctite on there. So, all right, but we'll capture that too. All right, so more to come. Okay, now you can see I have now transferred the T30, inserted the new hub assembly into the rotor. Let me pick it up and you can see. Here's that hub assembly. Here's that ABS line that comes new with the hub assembly. This is a Move product, and I have a parts description in another video. Okay, now I am ready to put the brake dust shield on here, and then this is ready to go for installation. I'll use those 3 bolts to come from the back of the knuckle through this brake shield and all into the hub, and I'll torque it. So, but now I've cleaned up both sides. Before I inset the hub assembly, as I said, I put anti-seize underneath this hub assembly, because a lot of times these hubs have a tendency to seize to the caliper. So I've coated the inner side underneath here with anti-seize. And now I've pressed it in, and I've used the T30 to mate the two. And here's the old dust shield. Now I'm going to be putting on a new dust shield, but here's the old one. You can see it's a 3-bolt pattern. And as I said it also in an earlier video, you got to be careful in ordering parts replacements, because not only do you want the exact same fit, a lot of these come with 4-bolt pattern. This is a 3-bolt pattern. And I also found that a lot of them are redesigned and they're not like this, so you need to look closely at what you're getting. But I will replace this. Also, don't forget on the front of this, there's this lip that pops off here. There'll be a lip. If I can get it off, it may be seized on. You know, I'll have to work off camera and get this one, but I can show you. This lip will come off, and that lip sits in there. So I'll get this one off by spraying some anti-seize, let it soak a bit, and then I'll get it removed and transfer it to also. All right, so that's pretty much it at this point. We'll come back with some more.